Hi there all. I recently read an article on the Richard Dawkins site where I often hang out and chat with other atheists. The article recounted the experience of a Mormon who had recently, within the last year, come to the conclusion that this God business was all nonsense. His experience was so eerily similar to my own that I wanted to make a short video about it. The thing that strikes me most when reading this and similar testimonies, and I choose that word for its irony value, is the sense of freedom and even of epiphany that accompanies the realization of a deeply religious person that their entire worldview has been built on sand. The thing is, religion is marketed as being the ultimate solution to your problems, and for many people, myself included, for a short while it can be. Being the bride of Christ is pretty exciting, what with being special and loved and saved from a fate literally worse than death. The fact that Loverboy's daddy put you in this position in the first place is often glossed over at this stage. Anyway, the real problems come as the honeymoon phase begins to wear off, and the newlyweds begin their life together. He's almost never home for a start. You take a closer look at the prenuptial agreement and realize there is an awful lot of very detailed small print you hadn't really paid an awful lot of attention to. For example, there is the "if it doesn't work, it's your fault" clause. This is a rather cunning catch-all that deflects all criticism away from your celestial spouse and gives him a fairly free hand to treat you as he, or more typically his representatives, choose. Now, while many of his representatives are lovely people and wouldn't dream of so much as fondling your bouncy bits, there are rather a lot eager to prosecute outrageous liberties upon your person, frequently involving duct tape, electrical cord, and those rubbery things with the pointy... you know the drill. That last bit wasn't purely metaphorical, by the way. Ask any Catholic choir boy. Then there is the "you're my slave forever" clause, which literally considers you the bondslave of your divine Snuggy Bear, with some fairly unpleasant penalties if you fail to live up to the arbitrary demands and expectations your darling sends your way. Once again, these expectations can vary wildly, depending on which of your heavenly hubby's representatives you happen to be dealing with. Then there is the wrong representative clause. Ensuring that you always deal with the right representatives is left entirely up to you. Get it wrong and the penalty clauses of the prenuptial kick in, even though it was the dodgy representative that presented, signed and sealed the deal. I mean, read the damn document. It is a nightmare. So let's face it. After a couple of weeks of euphoria and a steady reduction in calls from your lover Skyboy, you begin to worry that you might have been scammed. A close reading of the prenuptial begins to bear this out. The representatives you approach about your fears turn nasty and abusive, on your hubby's behalf, of course. A good Christian only beats the crap out of someone on God's instructions, or on the instructions from someone who says they've received instructions from God, or on the instructions of a charismatic nutjob like David Koresh or Jim Jones, or just because they're mean. But I digress. The point is, when you do realize that it's all a lot of nonsense, the prenuptial isn't binding, and that there is no tyrannous transcendental CCTV eager to post a YouTube video of you having a quiet reflective wank, it's all a bit of a relief, really. Peace.